to say anything.
No, I don't say anything. Just look at me.
You ask the question, you say, what is gotcha? I mean, for me, I'm Dynamax, the Black John Wayne. I mean, I'm into hip hop, I'm into everything, you know, Zulu Nation, the real culture of hip hop music, and coming from a family like Zulu Nation, being inspired from George Clinton, Paul and Funkadelic, and having a chance to connect with Rock Attack 10 from Gotcha and being a part of the family, I'll tell you what I think straight out. Gotcha for me, I mean, on a personal level, for me, they're superheroes, because if you look at like a Marvel Comics or DC Comics, it's like, you know, you got Peter Parker and you got Batman, two different worlds, but it's like in the daytime, these guys are like, you know, they got their jobs, you know, they're taking care of families, and at nighttime, you know, they're on stage and they're rocking, and they're heroes for the people that come to see them. You know, they play from the bottom of their heart, they give it all, you know, and it's not just rock, it's funk, it's hip hop, it's a mix of everything. You got go-go, you got a whole calypso, different styles, and it's deep. I mean, it's been like we're going on 20 years, 20th anniversary for Gotcha, and I'm happy to see that they're coming back on stage and also being friends. They're heroes for me too, because when I came to Amsterdam in 1999 for the first time to connect with 10 and to listen, you know, I left back out of here with the albums of Gotcha, and I was like, wow, I didn't know you could mix so many different styles of music into one and still be like sort of like a rock band, but not totally labeled as a rock band, but open, totally open. It gave me inspiration for what I'm doing now. Now it's like, you know, it's 10 years later, and now I have a rock band called Le Damn Dog, and it's like mixing hip hop and more rock and crossover like new wave and blues, and you know, I got my break in the business through a guy called Monte Crystal. He was doing sort of like quote unquote like road management work for them over in France. So it's like been a Funkadelic family. He introduced me to 10, and then that's how I say the story really started unfolding. Coming here and recording with 10, going to studio, living in Amsterdam for about a month at 10's place. Can I say squat? You know, it was like you're squatting at a place, and I was like, man, this is hardcore. I've never squatted anywhere before. And I'm from the Bronx, from the projects, Webster Projects, New York. You know, and it's like, you're gonna have the real experience of what it is to be Dutch for a month. You know, the New Yorker hanging out here. People are really warm, down to earth, very serious, you know, and you know, if I have to say it, just sum it down to a few words, I mean, I could just say positive, optimistic, you know, and very determined. You know, and I'm happy to see that that this new album is coming out. I also know that Michael Cliff Payne and the Funkadelic family, they've always loved Gotcha. You know, they was wearing t-shirts on the tour bus, you know, and they always say, yeah, man, you know, they love 10. He did a solo career and all of that, but they always, I know deep down inside, they always wanted him to somehow, someday return to Gotcha. And I'm happy to see that the group is doing this all-star project, and I'm gonna be down with it. Ha! You know, I'm happy I was invited to drop a little something here and there, and you know, be a part of the magic. I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, you know, this is it, man. I mean, you want to know what rock is, you want to know what funk is, you want to know what go-go is. Come to the concert, listen to the music. Go on internet, go do the research, check out the history. Go on YouTube, you'll see, you know, one of the true bands that like, you know, let me just say, like, when my man 10 was like performing with George Clinton and he was in Woodstock in year 2000. I think it was 99 or 2000 or something, 99 actually, with New York, and he was like the first Dutch artist ever performed in Woodstock. And it's like, that's opening new doors, and it's like, that's bringing it to the next level. I see hip hop has evolved in the Netherlands, and you know, it's thanks to artists like Shy from Postman, before Postman, you know, Shy Rule the Rocker and Rock Attack 10, and you know, you got Nicotine, and you know, and there's a whole new generation of rockers and rappers coming out, and it's, you know, I think that people in general in music, that they like rock music, you should know the history of it if you do it. You want to be a police officer or a lawyer or a cop, you need to study law. So if you do hip hop, you should be down with Zulu Nation. You should be a part of that original family, and you should know your groups. You know, like me, I travel around the world and I try to study upon everything. If I come to Amsterdam, if I don't hear or see Gotcha on stage, I'm gonna be really depressed. Like, you know, what's up, man? I want to see the legends. I want to see the OGs. You know, that really put it down. So that's my take on it. That's my spin on it. For me, that's what Gotcha is. Hardworking brothers, man, that's truly dedicated to what music is and to what life is. You know, they have their personal lives, but they also have their rock career, and they know how to toss it between both. You know, and the thing about people saying, well, if you're a big star, then how come you got a regular job? It's like, well, not everyone has to be stereotyped to doing one particular thing. I mean, I got friends that are big in the music business, but they got regular jobs. They own companies, they own business. I mean, if Puff Daddy can be a rapper, but he owns his own vodka. He has his own clothing company. That's a day job. You know, if Jay-Z has Rockaware, the clothing company, and that's not music, man. That's clothing company. That's a day job. So all the artists have their own clothing companies, and Madonna's doing books for kids. That's a day job, which basically means that, you know, it takes a little bit more to music to live. I mean, we're dealing with crises all over the world, you know, but it takes more than just music to live. But it's cool that people have a passion for what they love in music, but at the same token, they also have a passion for doing other things. You know, you draw. I mean, you know, some people draw, they do art, and other people are into, you know, construction. And, you know, it's cool. You don't have to be stereotyped. Me, for example, I'm a professor. I teach hip hop in schools for elementary kids. It's 5, 6 years old. I also do tours with the American Embassy for culture of hip hop. They made me a cultural specialist ambassador, you know. But at the same token, I'm part of Zulu Nation. You know, I'm always connected with the pioneers and hip hop, and I'm also doing stuff with my man Chris Needs. He's a famous writer for Mojo Magazine, you know, and he's helping me. I'm reading books now. I'm studying. I'm learning rock culture, you know, learning about the Rolling Stones, etc. You want to, like I said, if you want to be a cop or lawyer, you got to study law. You want to do music, you should know your stuff in each field. So, you know, now I'm back hanging out with the Gotcha family and in the studio, and I'm looking forward to being part of the new things that's getting ready to pop off. And it's an open mind thing. I got my day job, I got my night job as well. And I like what people can do. I think it's better if you can do two things more than one, because it shows how surround sound we are as artists. We're not just, some people say, well, you're a pop star and you're stupid. You know, you can't even answer questions. You know, you only know one thing, and people tell you go on stage and perform, or do this and do that. No, these guys are leaders. They produce. Everyone has different groups, and they also have one group together. They're also producers, they're writers, they're authors, composers. They have more than one take on this. They also control. They have their own labels. It's important to be a leader, you know, in life. You know. Anyway, that's Dynamax's take on it. That's my spin on it.
Now,